Cue
Rally,
the robot
rally
board.
the cameras, everyone.
All right, everybody, welcome to our Tuesday masterclass. It's summertime. I wish I could cue Will Smith to get the drums going and play that song because we are in peak real estate season right now. And so hopefully all of us are more engaged now than we have been all year, right? Because it is go time. It is money making season in the real estate industry. Over the spring, we were talking about 100K months during the spring. Okay. And a lot of you guys unlock those 100K months in spring and summertime. It's time to do the same thing, right? A lot of you guys that I've been talking to on the Breakfast Club, on our coaching calls, a lot of you guys are having record months. You know what I mean? And for some people outside of this co-founders group, right? Outside of what we're doing, they're saying things like the market is slow right now. You know what I mean? They're actually saying things like, what a funky market out there, man. I need help. But like, you guys have everything that you need to do to go out there and take over the world. And so I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited that you guys showed up because it's, we bring guests like Hannah Price, who is a co-founder, who is a major part of our organization, because she's one of the smartest real estate agents that you'll ever meet. You know what I mean? In terms of how she runs her business, it's not just, I use this analogy all the time. There's agents who run their business like the water boy, like Adam Sandler and the water boy. How many of you guys have seen that movie where it's just all pure strength and will running up the middle and blitzing the quarterback, right? Which is important because you've got to have that grind element, right? But if you're going to be if you're going to be in this business long term, you got to do business the right way and you got to be smart, right? And so we love bringing people like Hannah Price, Kyle Johnson, who is a mega producer in the mortgage industry, who's partnered with Hannah Price to give you some of the strategies that they're using right now that are actually working in their business and helping them build an actual business, predictability, strength that can take you through any market, right? The market's on fire for us right now, but we know that what goes up comes down and it fluctuates. And so it's important, guys, the way that you run your business, the partnerships that you have could carry you through any market. And so if you guys are going to be in it long term, man, I hope you're going to take notes today. I hope you're going to lock in because this is going to be great. So Michelle, I'll let you introduce Hannah and Kyle, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
So just to do a little deeper introduction on that, just so you guys know, a lot of you guys hopefully know Hannah and Kyle. They've been on with us before. Hannah was just with us doing our flew in and did our big event there in New Jersey last month, which was really, really exciting. But just real quick, and I want to talk about, and I'll let Cooley and as we dig into this, play into this, just as why this conversation is going to be so important to you guys, and just knowing, Hannah, how many years have you been in the business?
10.
10 years, okay? From where Hannah started in her business all the way to where she is today, right? Closing over 150 plus transactions, one of the top agents in our marketplace for every year consistently. Almost all of her business coming from a warm, active referral system that she runs. She's taught a lot of classes, taught on a lot of stages with you guys. But that's really, really, really incredible, right? And there's a system that she teaches on how she's doing production at that volume. She's a busy mother, 3 beautiful little children, right, under the age of 7. And so you can run businesses at this levels. And those of you guys who are on early hearing us talk about some of that small talk, we're talking about the importance of how to juggle both. Because yes, you can have both and you can do both, right? You can have an incredible personal life, Kyle as well, this beautiful wife and son, right? And you can also be one of the top performers and build the type of business you really want. And a lot of this is being strategic, it's being intentional, and it's all things we're going to talk about. And then Kyle, those of you guys have had on, so Hannah's from Clarksville, Tennessee, by the way, you guys. So she's always who I introduce to you guys, especially when you're looking for referral agents out there in the marketplace. Kyle also we worked with for a long time. We met Kyle through Hannah and a couple of our other agents. Not only is Kyle located, you guys, in Washington State with a whole bunch of us, he's licensed in 50 states, one of the top loan officers in the entire country, closed over 350 loans last year. And so just for some of you guys to understand the perspective of that, like one of the top mortgage originators in the country, and there's a reason why. And the conversation today, and I think a big part of this that we'll kind of start to branch into is whether someone's at, and Kyle and Hannah will talk about this, right? Whether someone's at 10 deals a year right now, they're trying to get to the next level, or they're at 50 deals a year, or they're at 100 deals a year. We've got kind of all of the above. I'm looking at our roster right now. What's going to help them take that to the next level? And why do these partnerships matter? And how strategically do you guys work together and even that relationship start? And that's some of the stuff that we want to break down. So this is a conversation that should matter for all of you guys and where you're at currently in the business.
I think if I can touch on that real quick, guys, I think, one of the main reasons why people check out from top producer conversations is because they can't see, like, they hear Hannah Price doing hundreds of deals a year, right? And I know some of you guys aren't at that point. Some of you guys are closing 5 deals a year. Some of you guys are closing 10 deals a year. Some of you guys 30, 40, it doesn't matter, right? And I'm telling you what, if people like Hannah, you guys all start out at the same place. You guys start out with 0 transactions. You know what I mean? And so it's important that you guys know that although you're not going to be a Hannah Price overnight, right? If you start implementing some of the tactics that they're teaching, I'm telling you what, guys, like this is what you need to build to take your business to the next level, even if you take away 5 major things that you can apply today, right? How many of you guys, and I want to ask this question before I defer it to Hannah and Kyle, how many of you guys feel like you're busy right now? How many of you guys feel like you're busy? Just raise your voices.
Yeah.
Are you busy? Because you're
Yes.
lying if
Not
you
as busy
you're
as
lying if you say that you're not
Love it.
busy because you
Love
feel
it.
busy, right? You're telling me what I want to hear. Hannah works a 4-day work week, guys, doing 150, 200 transactions a year, working 4 days a week, right? And some of us doing 10 deals a year are always saying, I'm so busy. I've got this going on. And some of the tactics that you're going to learn today and how you leverage your partners to create an actual business are going to be how you, number one, upgrade your transaction count. Number two, spend less time in the business, spend less time chasing. So, real quick, Hannah and Kyle, if you don't mind me now deferring to you guys on this, you guys have been working together for quite some time now. Why should a person who does 5 to 10 deals a year, who's trying to get to your production standpoint, why should they be engaged in this? Why should they be taking notes on this today?
I'll take it.
You go for it.
Okay. So I would say, first of all, no matter what you're doing, I think success in real estate, like I've had my highs, I've had my lows. Like I turned over my whole team last year. I don't want anyone on this call to think that it's like, here I am. I'm so perfect. I work my 4 day. Like, no, like it's a freaking grind. It's a freaking struggle. And I'm like refiguring it out as I am like refusing not to quit. So just know, like whatever production level you're in there, this is a longevity game. It's a game of who's not going to quit. I'm just going to stay here and I'm going to outlast everyone because I'm just not going to quit. And that can be everybody here, like 5 deals, 100 deals, who cares? But I think when it comes to partnerships, this is something over the years to have momentum that builds. So you're not like, oh, I grew and then I'm like phased out, grow, phase out. To keep the momentum, you have to do it with people. This is what I've found. You have to have fun. So it's like if you burn out and then you like jump off because it's no longer fun, and then you burn out and then you jump off because it's no longer fun. That's like that's why we go up and down. That's why we go up and down, because we're burning out and things aren't right. When you are doing business and you're able to build your business with people that are like-minded, that adds to the longevity of like just having the stamina to not quit. So I think when it comes to partnerships, it's not like, okay, who's going to give me the most? Who's going to give me the most leads? Who's going to do it for me? There's like an underlining piece that everybody misses where it's like the people in your corner are the people that are influencing you.
Yeah.
So whoever you talk to the most with, your lender, the title companies, your home inspector, you're having the most interactions with them, and that's impacting your mood. That's impacting how you show up. There's a stat that says 95% of your success or failure in life, this is from a Harvard study, is determined by your sphere group. Your sphere group is not who you know. It's not like I know 5 rich people, so I might be rich. It's the people you spend the most time with. The people you spend the most time with are the people you have the most rhythms with in real estate. And that's going to impact everything in your life. So if we even set like leads aside for a moment and you're able to link arms with people that level you up in every other area is going to rise. So I think when it comes to partnerships and longevity, I think for me, I'm like a psycho when it comes to my circle, because I know the impact. Like, I'm partnered with Kyle. Kyle influences me, whether I want to or not. I only joined EXP to be around Michelle and Cooley because I wanted them influencing me. It's a relationship move. So when you think of like longevity in this business, how do you have more fun? How do you be more fulfilled? How do you keep wanting to show up? It's the people to your left and your right that you have to interact with anyway. And we get to pick them. We do. We all get to pick them. So
Yeah,
that's, I think, my spiel on
I think
partnering.
on that point, Hannah, I think just everyone just kind of like do like a self-reflection on both your personal life and your business life. Like, do you actually believe the people that you've surrounded yourself with are leveling you up or pulling you back?
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to assess and ask yourself. But I think the common theme that we're going to talk about today is intentionality and being proactive in your business and not being passive in your business, to include your business partners. So I would just ask you guys to all reflect on that. If you actually had to be honest with yourself, don't just quickly give yourself a thumbs up, a pat on the back, and say, "Yeah, I have some awesome people," but like genuinely look through your call log, look through your text log, look through your calendar. Who are you spending time with, and are those people actually? Are they pushing you further towards your goal? Are they further along in the journey than you, or are they probably holding you back? And I think that's the best place for everyone to start today, is just assess, where do you currently stand? And obviously it's easy for Hannah and I to talk about the realtor lender partnership, which we'll certainly talk about, but it's not just that. It's in every single partnership, because again, depending on your intentionality, it all matters.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I think for most people, Kyle, especially in the real estate business, they don't know what kind of value they should be getting from somebody. You know what I mean? So when you talk about partnering with a loan officer or a title company, it's like you think about, yes, of course, we all want people in our lives with value. But I think for most agents, and you're a super lender, right? I mean, you're a super mortgage professional, and you're different than most other loan officers or most other mortgage brokers on the planet, right? And so I think for most agents, it's like, well, what's actually even possible, in terms of my relationships with people, right? My relationships with my title company. And so you and Hannah obviously work together. You guys have a high level partnership. Like, what does that look like for you guys? And I guess I'll start with you, Hannah, when you're talking about, one of your most important partners, because you do a lot of buyers, right? And you do a lot of referrals. Like, what does your and Kyle's relationship look like, and what are your expectations from somebody like Kyle that you're working with as the real estate agent?
Yeah. So good question. Good question. So I think there's like a baseline with any partner, because if you're gonna have a referral, honestly, if you're gonna run a business that you're proud of and you're giving your all every day, whoever I'm referring needs to make me look good. So there's
Yes.
the baseline of, yes, I expect you to be absolutely exceptional at your job. That's just to start the conversation. And most lenders will say, yes, I'm going to do it. So it's like we all come to the table with, like, the bar is already here. So that's not so much what I'm looking for in a partnership. I think the bar should be there for all of us already. So I think from my expectations for like Kyle, or even just like other partnerships, is I want there to be value beyond just surface level. So like I could have anybody do a great job with my clients any day of the week. That's not, well, it is kind of hard to find, but that's not what I'm looking for. So I think the first thing is I want to give what I am expecting first, right? Because that's like I can't just demand and I'm not reciprocating. So for me, I like to go like all in with people. Like, you're going to be my number one because I think you're the best. So first is, can I go all in with someone? Because I think that's when you get the most win-win relationships, where it's like if you're one of 3 real estate agents and someone refers you and 3 other people every time, are you really their rock star? No, you're not. You're just someone's name they're putting out, and that doesn't feel as good on the receiving side, and they don't believe in you as much. So for me, it's like I want to know that this person that I'm sending to, like, they're that good where I don't feel the need to refer other people. And so I have to see that in them and want to be in that relationship first, which means I'm going to go all in. So if it's someone that holds that standard, that gives me the desire to be all in with them, I know I'm going to deliver them so much value. So I
Yeah.
think the first start is like, what are you going to bring to the partnership first before you start making all your demands? And can this
Yeah.
be someone that you go all in with? Because that's where you have the biggest rewards. And then secondly, I think value beyond just the surface level is what Kyle really brings to the table. And he's kind of set the standard in a whole new way when it comes to lender partnerships. Because he's such an outside the box thinker and has brought me so much value that now, like, the bar was here. Now it's like now it's like way up here. So part of what our partnership is like Kyle's licensed in all 50 states, right? So he helps solicit referrals from all of my clients. So even though he's not in Tennessee, he doesn't have a bunch of Clarksville leads that he can give me. He's doing such a good job that he is getting referrals for me from my clients. And then anybody that I have that's going to another state, he's connecting them for me to other agents so I don't have to do that work. So I think that there's surface level value, and then there's getting creative with how can I blow this person up and how can they blow me up beyond just the initial surface level like face value.
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I get deals closed, right? And I'm good at getting deals closed is a baseline, and that's kind of like standard.
Right.
You know what I mean? As a
Not
qualifier
impressed.
to even talk to you, that's standard. And it's like, okay, well, after that, after you're saying, okay, I'm competent at my job, it's like, what's next and what makes you actually a high level
Mhm.
person that I can run with? So Kyle, can you guys just kind of break down how you guys work together, and what your relationship looks like right now? Like, what is a high level relationship between two people in the real estate business look like, and how is that reciprocal? How does that run for you guys on like a daily, monthly basis? What does that look like, Kyle?
Yeah, I think I mean to Hannah's point, like the benefits of an all-in relationship. It's like for those that are married, like I want to be with a spouse who's all in with me. I don't want to be with a spouse who's halfway, right? Or a partner, or whatever. So I think the same thing is true with business relationships. If we're actually going to do this, let's be super intentional. Let's go all in with each other. So what does that mean? That means Hannah holds me accountable and I hold her accountable. So if there's but we also we give each other tremendous grace. There's so many layers to this, but like, so first off, it's I know I come to the conversation providing value to Hannah that transcends just getting the deal done or generating a referral. That's why we even had the opportunity to open the door to the relationship, because Hannah was a cold call for me 3 years ago. And that's where it started. And it was quickly shut. The door was quickly shut, like most of them, until I started sharing with Hannah some of the things that I do to provide value. Now we are in like a mature place in the relationship where the value is when I'm making business decisions, Hannah's one of my sounding boards, because Hannah knows my business from an outside better than pretty much anyone else. Okay, so I think this is one of the coolest things that you guys can have as real estate agents. You guys are independent. All right. So you guys are trying to run your business. You guys are part of co-founders. Yes, I understand that, but you are independent. And Cooley can't hold your hand every single day, right? To make sure you're doing the activities, you're showing up. He's not talking to your clients. Well, the cool thing is Hannah's talking to my clients and I'm talking to hers, and we're giving each other feedback along the way. So anytime Hannah's gotten hard feedback for me, she's given it to me and I've always received it, and vice versa, which does happen, right? We're not perfect, guys. We're gonna drop the ball, but we are able to give each other that feedback along the way. So we have a rhythm. We meet monthly. We're talking a lot more than monthly, but we have a rhythm of checking in with one another. How is our business doing? Where are we doing well? And what can we improve on? And so I think that fundamentally, like, that's the first thing. If you guys have partnerships in this business, which you should, whether that be lender, whether that be home inspector, whether that be an attorney that sends you a lot of business, whoever that person is, like I would encourage all of you guys to be more intentional. Don't just do referrals and get the referral done. How can you be more intentional in the relationship so that you are going to that person saying, "Hey, Jonathan, how am I doing? What has been the client feedback that you've been receiving so far? And then obviously inviting the feedback makes it a lot easier to give the feedback. Okay. So I actually have an agent on this call, Ashley Lalafue, who I previously kind of lost my relationship with a little bit. And so I'm sure she doesn't mind me sharing this story, but I got a little out of touch. And what I realized in that relationship is I have a great relationship with her, great friendship with her, but I didn't give a opportunity to get feedback. And so what happened is Ashley went from a really loyal referring partner who I really valued to starting to refer to another lender. And I had to have a hard conversation. I don't know if you guys have ever had someone like not refer you as much anymore. And a lot of people just don't have the hard conversation. They just like, all right, I'm going to go find someone else because we don't like hard conversations. But I asked, like, what did I do wrong? Like, how did I fall short? And she gave me some hard feedback. And so what we did from there is I set up a monthly recurring where she can give me the feedback along the way. Because what I have found is if it's not invited, it's probably not given.
Yeah.
So think about that. If it's not invited, it's probably not given. All right. So I do this with my wife. Like, hey, how am I doing? All right. Where am I falling short? How can I be doing better? Because I don't know if you guys have ever been given feedback when you weren't ready for it. We tend to get defensive. All right. Like we all do. Like, oh, don't say that to me. But if I go into it expecting feedback, I'm going to be a better recipient of the feedback and it's going to improve our relationship. So I would say that that's a just good thing to do in all relationships. But also, the way that I see it too is I want to provide value in unique ways to Hannah. Like something I ask agents a lot of the times is like comparing you to your lender. Let's just talk about that relationship. Raise your hand if you actually think you're a better salesperson than your lender. Like raise your hand.
Yeah, I'm interested to
Actually,
see this. Yeah, okay, I'm like pulling it.
Kyle, would I consider you my lender? Should I raise my hand? Would that be insulting?
well, it would be insulting. No, but like if you feel like you're a way better salesperson than your lender, then I would challenge you, okay? And this is like an uncomfortable challenge, but it's a challenge nonetheless. The reason why is because the number one determining factor with people buying or not buying right now is regards to payment. Would you guys agree? Payment and interest rates, those are some of the biggest objections. You want the best salesperson to handle those objections for you. So you guys are taking your hard fought, hard to earn lead and you're handing it to someone less qualified than you. And you're expecting them to convert those people to a high level. And I'm like respectfully challenging this, but if there's 1,000 other lenders out there, don't just refer to someone just because they're your friend. I don't want Hannah just refer to me because she likes me. That's an element too, but I want Hannah to refer me because I actually improve her conversion as a result. That's an intentional relationship. So when I say be intentional, it's evaluating those types of things.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Kind of just like scooping out from that, Kyle, is like basically like to summarize what you were talking about is like you need to set the expectations with the partner, giving feedback, massively critical. Like
Yeah.
I want to give you feedback, you want to give me feedback. Otherwise, it's all brushed under the rug, and that's not a long-term partnership. And then I think too, like adding to that is like being in relationship with the person. It's like we are able to give each other a lot more value because it's not just a surface level. I see you and have coffee once a month and that's where it is. So it's like these need to be people that you need to be in relationship with and freaking skilled, especially right now. Like right
It, it,
now.
it's
That
more
was
important
good.
than ever. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that was
sure.
really good.
So what you got, Cooley? What else you got for us?
I love so in terms of like let's just isolate like the lender agent relationship. I like what you said, Kyle. Like, is your lender a better salesperson than you? Um, how are some ways that you can actually find out? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Hannah, when you're choosing a lender, there's a vetting process, right? When you're actually, setting up the criteria for a partnership, and let's just take a lender, for example, what are the things that everybody on this call should really look for, right? And how to actually find that out. Is it trial and error, Kyle? Hannah, is it trial and error, or what does it look like to actually qualify people to work with you? Like, what does that process actually look like when you're taking on, I guess, a partner of any kind?
Yeah.
Really quick, I'll just touch on the fact that first off, are they coachable? Do they want to learn? Do they want to grow? I just started working with a new agent because he loved his lender partner, but his lender didn't want to grow and be better. And all of you guys are here because you guys want to grow and be better. So first off, I would qualify based on, are they coachable and do they want to grow? Do they have a growth mindset? Do they want to go where you want to go? Okay, so that's first and foremost. Secondly, is like I encourage my new agent partners to sit in on my consultations. So I think seeing your lender in action is probably the best thing to do. So maybe not with a new person, but like if it's someone that you've been working with, ask to be a part of the next pre-approval consultation. I think that's the most important consultation. If your lender's not even doing one of those, that's a real problem. So I would ask them, are you doing a consultation with the client to go over the numbers and make sure that they're comfortable with the payment, make sure they understand their options. I'll just give you guys a really quick case study from yesterday. I had a client who they have a $3,000 mortgage. They have a $2,000 mortgage, and they said to me that they can afford a $3,000 mortgage. Well, they made an offer on a house that was going to give them a $4,000 mortgage. So what I did is I just talked through the scenario with them. I said, if I understand correctly, you are okay with paying about $1,000 more a month than your current lifestyle. That's what they're saying when they say they want a $3,000 mortgage. Would you guys agree? Like, we can afford $1,000 more a month. So I said, instead of trying to do a big down payment on this $600,000 house, you're not going to get there. It's not going to happen. No rate buy down is going to get there, whatever. Instead, I encouraged him to pay off about $40,000 of debt, which saved him $1,000 a month. And what happened is I showed him that between all of his debts and his current mortgage, he's paying $3,300. That $4,200 payment now seems within reach. So I shifted the conversation. I showed him a path. He texted me this morning. He's like, slam dunk, let's do it. We're moving forward on the house. So for me, it's things like that. It's those types of skills that are developed just over time. That I would say would be the first thing as a real estate agent. Like, you guys really, really want to make sure that your lender is having those high quality conversations versus just saying, oh, they're pre-approved to 600. Here's the payment, even though we know full well they're not going to pay that for the mortgage.
I'm curious for the pulse of like the room. Show us voices, you guys. How many of you guys have sat in with your partners and know what those conversations are like that they are having?
I do
Is
all the
like
time.
a little
not.
fun? Is it some of you
Not
guys?
me. Not me.
So you guys
I
are
do.
taking all of your earned income potential.
I have.
You guys are taking all of your earned income potential, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of leads, like valuate your leads, and you're referring them to someone and you're just crossing your fingers. Now, I know it doesn't feel like that, but that's basically what's happening if you're not even auditing the process, like that's the way that I see this. So I think the next action step is asked to be a part of that next consultation, like no questions.
And if they don't have one,
Depends on how invested you are into the
Out.
relationship. If you can coach them up, like, yeah, don't just toss everyone out, right? Like, if you can coach them up to do these things, then I think that there's potentially value there. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a very, very important part of my process. And I would say that most people are not doing it at a high level, just across the board.
yeah. I saw a comment. Yes, role play with your lender. Kyle and I role play different scenarios with him. In fact, this can be one of the tactics. Can I share this now, Cooley, or did you have something else?
No, you guys can take it from here. Michelle, do you want to share screens? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
no,
Or
no.
just
I'm not going to share a screen. I'm just going to share one of the tactics.
take over everything. Go ahead.
Okay.
I love it.
As it relates, so the role playing with your lender, yes. Kyle and I will role play different things like, hey, I have to have this conversation with the teammate, help me. Or look, this is the tactic for you guys. Okay, so tactic number 1 is you are going to coach people on how to refer you. I learned this from Kyle because of the feedback, because we can give each other feedback. You will get more people don't know how to refer you. Okay. They just don't. You think they're going to refer you. They say, I have someone that I might need to buy or sell. Like, I'm 100% referred, closed like 15 deals last month, have about the same on this month. 100% of them are referred. So I promise you this, like, this works. You will get a referral this week if you do this. So you got to coach people on how to refer you. So I had a conversation with Kyle where I was like, one of my friends, he was special forces guy. And he was like, yeah, Hannah, I gave your information out. I was like, well, send me their number too. Mike, send me their number. He's like, well, they're SF and I don't think they want me giving your number out. And I'm like, who else has heard that? I'm going to give you the fix for this. Has anyone ever heard this person I don't want to give their number out. Okay. So I'm complaining about this to Kyle. And Kyle's like, well, Hannah, have you coached him on how to refer you? And I'm like, well, yeah, I tell him to refer me. And he's like, no, you got to have a conversation. I need to role play with Mike and coach Mike on how what I want him to say when he refers me. So Kyle was like, yeah, so what you need to say is, hey, look, when you have someone, the best thing is for you to put us on a group text and all you got to say is I'm not blah, blah, blah. We kind of went through it. I'm like, So I'm going to call my client back and I'm going to say, listen, next time you have someone, this is what I want you to say. And I did. I was like, all right, I'm gonna call Mike back. So I call Mike back and I'm like, hey, Mike, so quick tip. You can say like quick tip, or hey, I wanted to just give you a little, like whenever you do have someone, because I know you said you don't prefer to give my number out. But what you can do is you can just say, hey, I'm going to connect you with Hannah. She's great. Whether you're ready to buy now or buy later, she can be your go-to for the area. I'm just going to throw you on a quick group text. So I'm telling him to say this. Like next time this opportunity comes up, just say it this way, Mike. Because I want to make sure I take care of your friends and I want the freaking phone number. Like that lead is in the wind. It's never coming to me unless I get the freaking number.
Can't follow up. Yep.
No,
100%.
never. So he goes, okay. He's like, that sounds okay. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. Like, it's no pressure. Like, you're their friend. They're going to listen to you. If you don't make it weird, it won't be weird. I didn't say that, but I was like, yeah. Like, I'm telling him, I'm like super casual. And what do you know? Group text, group text, group text. My kids referred me like 10 people in the past 6 months, probably.
Mike has been a G. He's a referring machine. And it's
But
and
he
it's like,
wasn't before. He
Yeah.
was not before. But I'm coaching him. Hey, when it comes up, say it like this.
yeah. But again, it's being intentional. So it's like, how many people are just excited to hear that their friend or someone referred them? Like, oh, thank you so much for referring me, Hannah. Thank you. And it's like, you guys, like there's so many people, there's so many real estate agents that just sit there and wait for business to come to them. This is an aggressive pursuit. Would you guys agree? Like if you actually want to crush it, you have to go freaking get it. Okay? Yes, you can close a couple deals a year just by being nice and just expecting deals to come. Like Hannah is super charming. She could go and close 20, 30 deals a year just by, sitting there and just being nice to people. But what levels you up is by being super aggressive and intentional, aggressive in a kind way, but I mean aggressive and tactical. So I just got a text literally this, like right before this call, and it was the same thing, past client. I just gave, your name to my buddy. Like, that's awesome. Do you have your buddy's number? Let's do a group text right now. Like, that's my response. It's not thank you so much. It's thank you so much and here, right? And then guess what? I'm going to set a reminder. And in 3 days, if I don't get a text, I'm going to call her. Hey, how's it going? How's the house? Blah, blah, blah. Talking to a past client. Hey, I never heard from Johnny. Do you have his number? Perfect. Go ahead and just give that to me. I don't want to keep bothering you. I'll just give Johnny a call and I'll get him taken care of. Like, they referred you for a reason. They want to help you. But if they're a state employee and they get a paycheck every single 2 weeks and it's exactly the same dollar amount, they don't know how to refer.
Yeah.
Okay. Like most real estate agents don't even know how to.
Kyle, most everyone doesn't know how to refer.
I was just gonna say, like, even real estate agents don't know how to
and
refer.
our partners.
Yes,
They
yes.
don't know how to. This is such an important conversation, and that has to be practiced because they're not good at it. This one thing alone, Hannah, you said it at the start, this one thing alone can increase everybody's business right now. They don't know how
100%.
to do it effectively.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'll give you guys a hack on how to insert this in the conversation. So I think a lot of people will think like, well, I have to wait until we're closed or we're through or I found them the house to earn. You guys was like, I need a better lender.
Let's go. It's not even just about being a lender. It's about leveling up the people around you. Okay.
Yes.
Like that's the cool
Yes.
thing is just change your mindset into just settling into the comfort of whoever you have around you. And this is just who I get. No, like level yourself up. Sorry, Hannah, it just fires me up. Like, let's go.
Yes. But that's the underlining bigger piece. Like the small piece is my lender going to do a good job for my clients? Like, yes. That's it. That's
a given.
That's a given. But it's like, how are we going to iron sharpen iron? Because if that's happening, you're going to stay in this game. You're going to feel better. You're going to close more deals. But so here's the hack on how to start this conversation with the referral coaching. So biggest myth is that you have to wait to earn the right to ask for a referral. You do not. In the beginning of the transaction is the best it will ever be. You haven't screwed up. Nobody's mad. Everyone's excited. Everybody feels really good. You're in the honeymoon phase. Get the referral in the honeymoon phase. You do not have to wait until after closing. At your consultation, you guys, like these are my magic questions. I ask these every single consultation. 2 questions. We go through it. We go through the rep agreement. At the end of the consultation, I say, Kyle, I have 2 questions for you. And I kind of, in a funny way, make it serious. Like, it's like the mood is shifting and I want it to shift on purpose. I'm like, I have 2 questions for you, Kyle. 2 more questions, okay?
What you got?
Okay, first question is, if at any point during this process I can do anything better, or there's anything, whether that's working with me or a team member, that's not like 110%, would you please let me know? Because my goal is at the end of this that you have a phenomenal experience. So if anything gets in the way of that, I've got thick skin. I promise I want to know. I want to fix it. Would you please let me know, Kyle?
Yeah, I can do that for you, Hannah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so that sets the stage. I'm
That's
opening the door to
brilliant, by the way, you
feedback.
guys. That's freaking gold.
So brilliant.
So good.
Okay, at the end of every consultation, that's question number 1. Question number 2. Okay, Kyle, next question.
What you
Who else
got?
do you know that's thinking about buying or selling? It can be 6 months out. It can be 12 months out. Don't give me a referral. It can be a while. Okay, but who else? Who else do you know?
Oh, Hannah, I'm such a loner. I don't know anyone. I can't think of anyone right
No?
now.
Okay. Well, here's what's going to happen, because now that we're looking for houses, you're going to start hearing all the conversations, right? Like if you buy a red car, what do you see everywhere?
You see the red car, yeah.
The red car. Okay, so you didn't know anyone, but I promise you now you're going to know them. So when you connect with someone, you can always give my cell phone number out, but the best thing to do is when you connect with them, just let them know, hey, I'm going to have Hannah connect with you. I'll throw you guys on a group text and I'll just get to know their situation, whether they're a year out, 6 months out. I'll just kind of get to know them and see how I can help renting, buying, or selling. I say renting, I'm not going to help them rent, but that gets me in. And then I can like,
any moving, you can convert it.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's never going to be a waste of my time, Kyle. So even if they're a year out, put us on a group text and that would just be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Okay, guys, just drop in the comments for me, please. What do you think the percentage of time is that I walk out from my first consultation with the referral? 10%, 20%, 30%. Just put in whatever number. Just guess. I just entertain me, and then I will tell you.
I love this.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna write 20%.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 60 to 70%, Hannah.
That's not fair, Kyle. You know the answer.
No, I actually don't.
Okay.
So this is like the first consultation, right? I'm coaching them from the very beginning. So I'm not randomly, oh, hey, can I coach you on how to refer me? It's part of my consultation. Oh, Gloria, I didn't know you were on here. Okay, so some of you are like really flattering me. It's not that high, but I would say 30 to 40%. So we're
That's
almost
awesome.
to 50%.
That's huge.
I meet with someone, I leave with a referral a good majority of the time. It's those 2 questions. Open the door for feedback. It's very honoring to them. And then don't be like, who else do you know? No. Okay. Second question is, who do you know? Who else do you know? Thinking about buying or selling. Like,
Yeah.
somebody just super casually
hope
asked.
Hannah, can I
everybody
just say
wrote.
that? Can I just point out an elephant in the room? I'm willing to bet you dollars to donuts. Maybe 90% of the agents on this call will say some stuff like, I already do this. Okay. And here's what I want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't. You do it very passively. You might mention it, but what you hear Hannah doing is very intentionally making it a part of her process, right? None of this is really, oh, by the way, right? None of this is a casual mention, right? It's very intentional, and she does it for a reason. And for those of you guys who want to double your production over the course of the next 12 months, if you listen to that rate of return that she's talking about, that 40%, even if it was 20%, what would it look like if you did 20% more business? For those of you guys who do things like the hard stuff, like prospect expireds and for sale by owners, what would it look like if you turned every opportunity into another opportunity, even 30% of the time? You know what I mean?
So again,
like how much more money would you be making? How many more referrals would you get, Kyle? Sorry, Hannah, I just wanted to point that out and add some special emphasis on this because you're doing it very intentionally. And most people just go, I always like referrals, right? Not going to work. Kyle, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
No, I'm just gonna say again, you guys, if you just take one thing, active versus passive, put it every. That's
Intentional versus passive.
Yes. I mean, how many people put like in their tagline, you see in the email, I can help your friends and family, but coolly, I do that. I'm asking every person that I email for a referral, right? Wrong.
Right.
And it's not even just, hey, can you say my name? It is a very pointed question. It's who do you know? But you guys, this does have a compound effect. Think
Yeah.
about this. If she has 100 contacts, she just got 40 leads. And of those 40 leads, she's also going to get another 18 to 20. Okay.
And that's just from the first consult. We're not even talking about what happens through the life of the transaction to close.
Yes.
That's at the
And
first consult.
Yeah.
And now that she's planted the seed, if they say absolutely can't think of anyone, Hannah says that. And then as she's doing her check-ins throughout the transaction, she does get to the closing table. She's able to ask, hey, remember, I asked you for 2 favors. So this is gold. You guys can do this throughout the transaction. I asked you for 2 favors. And they go, oh yeah, that's right. Like, hey, how was the experience? Is there anything we could have done better? And they're gonna be like, no. And they're gonna be like, you were so amazing. I'm like, really? Like, there's nothing we could have done. No, you were perfect. Like, awesome. Then I appreciate you taking care of favor number 1. What about favor number 2? Who do you know? I want to work with more people like you. Have fun with it. Okay.
Yes.
It's so important. But again, you guys, it's just like everything. I want you guys to audit your process, audit your day, audit your next week, and just ask yourself what was what was programmed, and I just did it to go through the motions, making the calls to tell Cooley that you made calls. Okay. What was programmed and what was proactive? What was you actually taking it to the next level? Actually evaluating every relationship, every partnership, every opportunity, every phone call. Because I think that that's so important. You guys can be busy and not be productive. You can make 100 phone calls, okay? But that doesn't mean you're productive. And I will tell you the difference is the level of intentionality and impact you have in those calls. So if you're making as many calls as Hannah and Hannah's closing 2 or 3 times as much business, it's because you're either not asking the right questions or you're not doing the right activities or you're not talking to the right people. Okay. So you guys evaluate your business, especially if you think you're busy and you're not producing what you want.
And I will add to that, Kyle, is being intentional, evaluating, yes, but like I'm a squirrel. Is anyone else a squirrel? Like, please tell me I'm not. I will distract myself if there's a freaking possibility that I can. So I have to dumb it down. So being intentional, yes, but then also how do you actually set yourself up for success so you don't forget to do the things you know you need to do? I will forget to ask these questions if I don't have it in front of me. Hannah asked the question. So I dropped a document in the chat. This is my all about you. So at the end of the consultation, I'm like, okay, I want to get to know you a little bit more. I go through this form and I ask these questions. So just copy the link, open it up. It's a Google Doc. And this is like my fun way to get to know the client. And then I gift them based off of what they tell me throughout the process. If I screw up, they're going to get a gift off of the all about you and I'm going to make it right. But at the bottom of this document, I have these questions because I forget. So when I have a consultation with someone, I have whatever documents you're going to sit down, go through, and then this is printed off. And at the bottom of the all about you form, so I don't forget, I have written very small so they can't see what they are. These questions, because I will forget, even though I do this 1,000 times. So dumb it down. Like, don't rely on remembering, have a system for it. Set yourself up for success. Then you can do it consistently. Then you start to see the compound.
I think, to kind of steer the conversation back to the high level partnerships, I think what you guys are witnessing here, which is really interesting, is Kyle, Hannah's lender, talking about Hannah's process, which is really interesting, right? And if you think about it, like the lender that you're working with right now, do they know your process, right? And when Hannah's going through this process, I imagine, Kyle, you kind of have Hannah's back on the back end asking the same questions of the clients, right? And so now you have 2 people doing the same job, working together. They're called business partners. You know what I mean? And so I think you guys are witnessing that firsthand. And when you're talking about evaluating the relationships that you have, do you know the process of your lender? Does your lender know the process of your business? Are they the same process? And are they working cohesively to help generate you more business, if that makes sense, right? And so could you jump on a call right now with your lender, with your title company, and have this kind of conversation about the way that you guys run your business? If not, then you got a nice, like, I guess, service partner, but do you have a business partner? And I think that's kind of what we're talking about today, is the difference between having high level partners in your business that are intertwined in your business and just having people that you refer business to, if that makes sense, right? Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. And I think
Okay.
even, it can all look different, you guys. You can get super creative. I took a very creative angle and approach in my business when it shifted from being 100% local to now I do loans in all 50 states. Over 50 or about 50% of my business is out of state. I think I was the number 8 VA loan officer in all of Montgomery County and Hannes County. I don't even live there. Okay. So Clarksville is like second home to me. But what I did was I found a value add to Hannah when I first talked to her. She was a listing agent primarily. She said, I don't work with buyers, my team does. But what I did is I focused on providing a value. And so that was in providing referral agreements and helping facilitate referral agreements. So as Hannah has people relocate out of state, I tell her I will connect them to an awesome agent and I will keep them sticky to you. So what I mean by that is, and again, this is just my intentional process. Your lender can do something else. It could be classes, it can be marketing. It doesn't matter. But I just want you guys to hear this as an example so that it can make sense. Hannah and I closed a transaction last summer. She referred a client in Tennessee to Florida. So she did the listing in Tennessee. They're buying in Florida. Okay. So I helped her get an agent in Orlando. She got paid. That client is probably not going to call Hannah again for real estate. Would you guys agree? She's in Florida.
Haven't talked to them
Yeah.
since then.
Haven't talked to him because why would you, right? But I stay sticky with the client. The client calls me up and says, hey, my mom and my sister want to sell their house and buy a new one. And they're here in Florida. That's why they moved out to Florida. So I do a consultation. Everyone gets on the call, the past client, the mom, the sister, and they were totally open to getting an agent referral. I just connected with the agent again today, but Hannah got a referral agreement on the buy and the sell of that transaction. Okay, so Hannah's going to get about $5,000 in commission for referral because they stayed sticky to me. So when Hannah referred me her client relocating out of Tennessee with intentionality, I need you guys to get this. Hannah referred with intentionality. And because she referred it to me and because she knows I'm intentional in my business, I was able to turn around and call Hannah 12 months later and say, hey, do you remember this client? Their mom and sister are buying and selling, and I'm going to get you a referral agreement. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with me getting you
I'm
paid?
like, yes.
Yeah, twist my arm. So it doesn't have to be just that. You guys may not do a bunch of relocations, but the point is sit down with your lender, talk about different creative ways that you guys can be adding value to one another. We talk about lender realtor because it's arguably the most important partnership in your business. And so,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I will. That's so good, Kyle. And I'll add to that too. I think that like how I'm able to get more done and how Kyle could close like 40 or 50 loans this month is insane. We all have the same hours in the day. So it's not like, how do I go get more? How do I get more out of what I already have? So if I'm going on a listing appointment and I at the listing appointment, I connect Kyle to my sellers. Mr. Seller, where are you moving? I'm going to be your one-stop shop. You're moving to Montana. Perfect. I'm going to find you an agent out there. I'm going to connect you with Kyle. Yes, I know you're not you don't need to buy for another year, but he's going to tell you the best pathway on how to be the most prepared so you can get the best deal when you're ready. Oh, amazing, amazing. And I'm like, I refer at the highest level. So I say, I'm putting you on a group text with Kyle. I'm going to have him reach out to you. What's a good time tomorrow? There's no question. There's no weirdness. I'm putting them with the best. If someone was like, I want to give you $100, is that okay? Would it be best if I gave it to you at 1 o'clock? Then you're like, why are you asking me? Of course it's okay. And then it gets weird. So you know it's good. So you just assume it. Perfect.
Yes.
And so I'm able to get more income out of my same appointment, and probably 25 to 30% of my sellers, I just say, hey, Kyle, here's the lead, find the agent. He does the rest. That's literally it. But I connect my sellers. So I'm able to get more leverage out of that same hour than I'm asking them for a referral. And now we're like a deal and a half from the same deal from day one. So I think it's little hacks like that. And it's just like having someone you can be creative with. And yeah, I mean, I have like $10,000+ from last month in referral fees that I've literally had zero anything to do with. Like, it's so draining. I have enough to do. I don't want to like hound agents and call agents and who's going to be good. No, you suck. Like, I don't want to do that. And I have a ton more this month too from people I've never talked to. Like, I've never talked to them. I don't even know them. They would never even reach out to me. They're my client that moved to Texas that referred Kyle someone moving to California that I would have never been a part of it. Now I have a California agent giving me a referral agreement on. So I think it's just like little things like that. Like, how do you leverage your time with already the same activities that you're doing?
Yeah.
Do that first before you go out reaching for more. Because like the gold's here. It's already here.
Yeah.
And then
So-
when
Such a huge takeaway, Hannah. And I think I'm just looking at the time here because I want to hit on a couple more themes. We're looking at, I wish I could go like 2 hours with you guys because this is so power just on each one of these topics, right? When we talk about how to coach people to refer you, that one game-changing thing alone. But I think the resounding thing you guys are hearing here is that intentionality, right? And exactly how someone like Hannah, who is exactly the same amount of minutes and hours a day as everyone else on here, can create exponentially more out of every appointment, every meeting, every conversation. And that's what we're really talking about here. Kyle, we talked about, how to expect more from the people and our partners, right? What it should look like, assessing that, making it a business relationship, right? Like you guys, it's meeting monthly and getting intentional about what are we doing, what's working, what can we do to improve it and build upon moving forward. Hannah, you mentioned something to me about building that VIP list.
yeah.
What does that look like in your world, and what do you do with that?
So the VIP list is basically my personal plan for partnerships. So when you think of partnerships, I think the most important thing is you got to enjoy them. Don't go try to be partners with someone you don't vibe with. You got to vibe with them you got to vibe with them. So people you want to do life with, people that bring you energy, people you would hang out with anyway. And so my VIP list is a list of people that I want in my life. First and foremost, I want them influencing me because I know they will. I want to be a part of their lives. I value them. And then there are also people that have the ability to connect me with 3 to 4 referrals a year. So if you have 10 people that you are intentional with, let's just write down 10 people. You like them, you're going to be intentional with them, and you think they have the ability to refer you a few times a year, and you close 2 out of the 4 referrals. There's 20 closings. You do nothing else but make a list of 10 people that you can be intentional with. Your one job is to add value to them. Be in relationship with people and add value to them. You're going to be top of mind every time. They're going to want to give back to you. So Kyle is like on the top of my VIP list. He's adds so much value to my life. I'm intentional with this relationship, like very intentional with it. And so this VIP list is just start with 5 people you really enjoy that might be connected, that could have the ability to refer you. Then you have a conversation with them, be like, look, I want to do more business the right way. I'm looking to grow and I want to work with people that give me life. You give me life. Like, I love spending time with you. Do you think we could be more intentional? Do you think you could maybe connect me with a few people this year? I'm going to show up and add as much value as I can to you. How do I help you? And then you just get coffee, you have lunch, you stay in relationship. That's the genius. It's not asking for the referral. It's not being technical. It's literally doing life with just more people. You're going to be top of mind. They will refer you. So
I think that to that point too, Hannah, is it's not just about what you get. The getting is the result, okay? But it's not the why. And so when I first went to my relationship with Hannah, I focused on just providing so much value to Hannah, she'd be a fool to work with anyone else. And I got a whole lot in return, okay? But that wasn't actually the why. So kind of Del, what you just said, I think that it's really important for all of you guys to write down, what does your perfect client look like? What does your perfect referring source look like?
yes,
How do they refer? What type of business owner are they? And then go and find those people and add so much value to them that they want to keep you around. I'm better because Hannah let me keep, she kept me around. Okay. But Hannah didn't keep me around. People like Hannah, the high level people in the world, they don't just keep you around because you're persistent. You're like a dog that's just waiting for scraps off the table, which how many of you guys feel like lenders are usually like that with real estate agents, right? Like, let's be honest. They're just calling you, hey, would you have a deal for me? Do you have a deal for me? Right. But if like someone is truly leveling you up, okay, and they're bringing so much value, so that be that person to your sphere. Be that person to your clients. Don't just call your client and say, hey, can you give me a referral? Hannah's able to do that and gets referrals because she provided so much value in that consultation. So I think that's a huge takeaway, Hannah, is just be the value to other people's problems, solve people's problems. And I promise you'll get something back. You'll have a flourishing business as a result, if that's the intention.
Yeah, 100%. People will want to give back to you. So when I go out to lunch with my VIPs, I'm not talking about real estate. How are you? Tell me about your life. The mic is on them. They feel
Yeah,
so good because they feel heard. And then at the very end, the last 5 minutes, they're like, well, Hannah, what can I do for you? Because they feel like they want to give back. Then I'm like, who else? You just send me all the people, okay? You know anyone right now? And then they want to give to me. I also
100%.
dropped Kyle's assistant's number in the chat. If you guys want to work with Kyle or just have a consultation with him, you should reach out to Carla.
I'd be setting a bad example if I didn't ask for a referral right now, right? Like that's kind of how this goes. If I actually got off this call and didn't ask for a referral, I would not be actually doing the things that I say I'm going to do. So I want all of you to know, I want you guys to win. You guys are a part of a winning organization. And I don't care if you did 2 deals last year or 200 deals last year. I want you guys to call me. I'm not too busy for you. So you guys can, I'll drop my email in the chat as well. I'd love to set up a consultation with any of you guys to help you level up your business. I've heard a lot of people not satisfied with their lender on this call. But yeah, no, it's been super awesome. Michelle and Cooley, thank you guys for
It's a
coordinating.
beautiful thing. We got like 5 things that kind of stood out, right? Like Michelle was saying, it's number 1, guys, and I want you to write this down because I want you to do this stuff, right? And if you do this stuff, it's going to change your life. You know what I mean? Again, your partnerships matter, how your business matters, and the partners that we've got in our business are a direct correlation between or in direct relation to how our business runs. You know what I mean? And so if you want to be efficient, if you want to close more deals, if you want to if you want to just stop doing all the hard stuff and take some of the easy stuff that comes along with you just being efficient in business, man, I'm telling you guys, you need to do this. And number 1, it's assess your current partnerships, right? Right now, make a list of all the partners that you've got in your business. Okay. That's the number 1 thing I want. I want some of you guys to DM me exactly what changes you guys are making, because nothing changes if nothing changes. And whatever you're not changing, you are absolutely choosing, right? So number 2, I want you guys to build that VIP list, right? Who do you want to do business with, right? What value can you add to them? And trust me when I tell you that value is reciprocal, right? Anytime Hannah does a masterclass, my first instinct is to reach out to her afterwards and say, Hannah, what can I do for you now? How can I help you in your business, right? It's reciprocal, and high level people want value from you. And the more value you bring to their life, man, if you had an industry where just people were just asking for referrals all the time and not doing anything for each other or not providing any value, what kind of world would we live in? High level people bring high level value, and that's how they get that return. You know what I mean? So that's number 2. Identify and create your own, your perfect partner. Ideally, what does your perfect partner look like, right? What would you want them to do for you? What would you want them, what kind of services would you want them to provide? And how would you want them to function in your business? Okay. That's huge. Do that with your perfect client as well. Expect more from the people that you refer. Do you know their process, right? They're good at what they do as a baseline, but do you know how they're actually operating, right? They are a reflection of you in every step of the way, and they will determine whether you get more business back, right? And so do you understand their process, how they work, and how they actually treat their clients, right? Are they better salespeople than you? Or when you send them a client, especially in this climate with today's objections, are you sending them into a void, right? Where you're like, fuck, man, this guy might create a lot more objections than this client actually has by not being able to overcome objections and not being good at sales, right? I love how Kyle's eyes get wide when I use the F word. I do that intentionally. And then another one, guys, is making a business relationship, right? You got to be meeting with your partners on a regular basis, okay? And it's got to be intentional. That meeting has got to be intentional. And you should do some reviews with the people that you're doing business with, right? Status updates on your client, how we're going to improve our business, how we're going to work better together each and every single month. So that way you are leveling up your partnerships every single month. And finally, man, and Hannah said this best, you got to coach people to refer you, right? If you want business back from any relationship that you have, you've got to coach people on how to actually give you business because Tom Brady said, fish don't just jump in the boat. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and you got to cast out that fishing line. And if you do that on a regular basis and you make it easy for people to do it, right? That's when you actually start seeing the fruit of all that labor that you're putting in. So hopefully you guys really took a lot from today's meeting. Hopefully you guys go out there and leverage it this week. Hannah, do you have any closing words? Kyle, any closing words for everybody on this call?
I was hoping you would ask. I just typed in the chat, by the way, who? This is how you ask for a referral. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it weird. Jason, by the way, who do you know that needs to buy or sell a house? Like, just like that.
Yeah.
But
Just ask the question.
Keep it
you don't
simple.
have to answer me. But like literally just, it's just like that. Like, by the way, who? That
Even
is
if
your
you don't have
intro.
the rest of
By
the
the
script.
way, who?
Even if you don't have the rest of the script, just start doing that on every one of your calls. Okay.
And just
start adding that, and
By the
you
way,
guys will see the referrals come. You'll develop a script, but don't let it be, don't require it to be perfect. Progress over perfection, right? So consistency over intensity. These are some of the things I remind myself of. Just start asking the question. I literally have a sticky note on my desk because I fail at this more often than I like to admit. Okay. So just be super consistent with it. Start asking the question. And once you guys start seeing the referrals, you'll be like, why the hell did I not do this 5 years ago?
how you start that question matters, right? She didn't start that with if, she started that with who. And the difference between who and if, right? If is like, hey, if you come across anybody who's looking to buy or sell, let me know, right? That's not a direct kind of confrontational, like get you to think about it and actually command an answer, right? That's just a passive. If you know anybody, let me know. Okay, great.
And don't try to
doesn't
tee it
lead
up.
anywhere.
Don't
right?
try to lead them. Don't be like, well, it's been so great working with you. It's been great working with you, Mitchell. And hasn't it been great working with me? And I've done such a great, it's like you're leading them somewhere and they can feel it. Spidey senses. Set all that down. Yeah. By the way, who? Oh yeah, such a great day. Hey, by the way, who else do you know? Like, shrug your shoulders. Make it so comfortable for you to say, it will roll off different. I promise you.
Good.
And this is, like Kyle said, you guys, this is the compound effect. So all these things and those, I think it was like 5 or 6 tactics that we've discussed, that all things that you guys can start to apply, assess, put into your business right now that will give you growth. But this is the compound effect that Kyle just said, right? You take someone like Hannah, it didn't start here, right? But how it compounded to now selling 150 plus homes every year, all from referrals, just by following these pieces, right? Keeping it simple. If you guys heard from both, it's just keeping it simple, doing these simple things intentionally, consistently with every partner, with every client. This is that compound effect, what it transpires to.
Yeah. Yay. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Hannah, thank you so much for joining us. Kyle, thank you so much for joining us. You guys bring a lot of value every single time we have you on, and I appreciate that. Hannah, real quick, can you tell GP to call his database? He's got the most abundant database you could possibly imagine. He's right here on the call, and he won't call his database for some reason.
Lying.
He's got
You gotta be lying.
people in his
He would
database.
not sit on hundreds of thousands of dollars and just not call them and let them work with other agents. You gotta be lying.
I was a previous loan officer, so I have that database.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. Go do it like your sign says right behind you. Freaking do it and don't quit. Just make the freaking.
Let's go.
Guys,
Let's go.
hey,
I had
I
to call
appreciate
GP
you
out.
guys.
GP, I love it. Thank you guys so much.
I put
hey,
Hannah
Michelle.
and Kyle's Instagrams in there just so you guys can find them easily for referrals, to follow. These guys do so much for the industry locally and all over the country, you guys. So follow them. You have their contact information. Kyle, I know you put your direct contact and your assistant, so you guys can all harass.
Yeah, Lori, this is Jonathan. I have a question about one of the properties you manage.
Oh, I thought. I
Hey,
had a
Jonathan, we're having a meeting. I have a question. Why aren't you muted? And why are you still here if you're on the phone? Right? Jump off, hop off with that.
listen, I gotta save anyone from public humiliation. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
I'll call him out.
Thanks,
Thank
He
you,
knows
everyone.
the drill. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining
All
us.
right,
guys,
guys.
we will see you all in the
Bye.
Breakfast Club tomorrow morning.
Clarksville,
7:30.
Tennessee
Let's
rocks,
go.
Hannah.
Let's go.
I lived there, a station, Fort Campbell.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Let's
Air
connect.
salt.
Love you guys all.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.